If my life was a billboard, what would it say? I think it'd say try it all. Try it all. Like collect as many different experiences as possible. Try everything before you decide what works for you, or even after you've decided this is what works for me. Just keep trying. You may find something else that you didn't know you liked. Does this well
legal drugs.
Try it all. Then you can decide for yourself. You try it all. Yeah, if it was my life was a billboard, I would say try it all.
That's pretty good advice, because I think as creatives you can't exist in a vacuum. You can't try it without content. You need to be like, so I tried this whiskey that we are having in studio, and it did not have alcoholic content, but it's whiskey, so try it all.
Yeah, I try it all.
I've been asking you questions for the last 50 minutes. Now
it's been 50 minutes.
It's been 50 minutes. I'm giving you the opportunity to ask me anything.
Ask you anything.
Except my bank account PIN number.
Okay. I won't ask that. Ask you anything.
Yes.
Why do you do this?
Why this?
Yes.
This project.
Yes.
Oh, it's a vanity project. I'm jealous with information, but that's what I tell people. But the truth is, in 2017, I was in campus, and then I was looking for a gig. So I was at Citizen writing stories for them, and then I walked into an agency, and I told that guy, I'm not going back to that place where I was working. So I told him, I'm not going back. Give me anything. I'm not worthy to go back there. I'll wash the dishes. I'll clean your shoes. I'll drive you home. Just don't let me go back. And then he said, no, you don't have to be so dramatic. Sit down. What do you do, Nini? Then we talked. Then he offered me a gig as a copywriter. Then he took me under his wings. And since 2017, before I left early this year, and like how people have these relationships with their bosses, and nobody likes their boss. Okay, most guys I know always talk shit about their bosses, but to me he was more than a boss. He was a friend. He helped me out. We still talk, and that was a learning curve for me, for someone to take a chance on you. So because someone took a chance on me, I'm paying it forward, and I'm holding the elevator door. I'm paying it forward, holding the elevator door for other younger guys, So that's why I do this.
Okay, that's interesting.
NGO atafund your story. We do this for the NGOs.
We do it for the NGOs.
For the NGOs, they'll be like, hey, that is a tearjerker.
That is deep.
Akitoa check.
Give me that one.
Ulisema how much? 4 million. What about 8? Now, as we come to a close of the show, I normally like, what's your definition of success? What does success look from where you sit?
Success to me is getting to do the things I plan to do.
Yeah.
And I've kind of carved out a life path for myself.
Yeah.
And I know things won't go exactly as I plan, but they're like the what you'd call the hallmarks. Like in the next 5 years, I want this. In the next 10 years, when I'm 45, I want to be doing this roughly. If I get to do what I've planned for myself, I'll call that success. Yeah.
Amazing. So I'll finish with the story, then you'll finish with the story.
Oh.
Okay. But before that, I'll ask you one final question, which is, say, I don't know who do you believe? Do you believe in God, Allah, or none?
It's a mambo jumbo of everything.
You are working it out.
Yeah.
So, in that mambo jumbo, let's take for instance, as the superior being that you believe in comes and tells you, so Vickie, you've been a good servant, but I need you home. I need you here in heaven or paradiso. Have you watched Storm Over Paradise?
Yes.
You should. You are. Hey, Storm. I love that. Hey, I know men should not watch those things because masculinity and stuff, but Mimi Storm. Anyway, so they call you and they tell you, so it's time for you to come home. I need you home, my daughter. But before you leave Earth, I'm giving you 60 seconds or 1 minute or 2 minutes to tell people the 3 things that you know are true to you, the 3 truths that you've lived your life with so far. So what would be those 3 things?
Those 3 things. Yes. 1, always work to better yourself. Better where you were yesterday. Read books on personal development. Look at your life and think, what's not going so well? What can I improve? Visit my financial discipline. Work on that. Maybe next year you can decide, I'm going to learn how to drive, and work on that. And the following year you decide, I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to start meditating, or just whatever. Work to better yourself always. 2, do not postpone living. Do not say, now I'm a student, I can't afford to enjoy life. Let me focus on books. Then I am going to enjoy life when I get a job. Then you get your first job and like, this is not paying me enough. Let me save up so I can quit employment and start my own business. Then I can start enjoying life. Then you do that and you get to that point and you're like, maybe I should now get a girlfriend and get a wife and start a family. Then I can enjoy life. Do not postpone living. If you're a student, find what students do to enjoy life and do that and enjoy life. When you move to the next phase of your life, it's your first paying job, you're an intern. What do interns do to enjoy life? Do that and enjoy life. So do not postpone living. And the other truth, the 3rd one. This one I have to think. I have a minute to tell people my philosophy and my legacy. What's the 3rd one?
And tell them not to join TikTok.
Be true to yourself.
Yes.
Growing up, you realize society is gonna come at you and try to tell you this is what a man should be like, or this is what a boy should be like, or this is what a woman is. Be true to yourself. Do not listen to what a man should be like. You tell the world what kind of man you are. I tell the world what kind of woman I am, and that's even in my work as a poet. I told you I started out writing spoken word because when I came into this, I was like, so what does spoken word poetry look like? And I got like the blueprint. I started writing like that, but then I was like, this is not for me. Let me find something that's me. So, and customize yourself or your brand or the person you are and tell the world the kind of person you are. Don't let it tell you what a man should be or what a poet should be or what a woman should be. Customize and you tell the world what kind of woman you are. This is who I am as a woman. This is who I am as a man. This is who I am as a poet. Yeah.
Hey, that was beautiful. Umekuwa practice your line. Hey, like you tell the world what kind of a man you are. I think that's
poets. We're deep people.
Yeah, that's very deep. So now I'm going back tonight. I'll just instead of going on Netflix, I'll be watching Storm of a Paradise because this is the kind of man I am. The kind of man who likes Storm of a Paradise. Now we're going to finish with the story. I'll tell you my story. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be sad or funny. It's just a story that you're comfortable sharing. Preferably one that you've never shared with anyone else. And me, this is actually more of a confession. And if my uncle is listening to this, I'm really sorry. It's not me. I was young. So in 2008, it was 2008. It was December. And, I don't want to say what my age was at that time. But I was a pretty young guy, and when you go home in Kakamega, I'm the firstborn like you, and you get to have a lot of freedom sometime. So this time out, I was hanging out with my uncle and my dad, but my dad left, so it was just me and my uncle and his friends. And in Kakamega, when you're hanging out with your uncle, that means alcohol is involved. They're like, wewe ninulia pombe, kijana mdogo. Pombe in Kakamega is a bit cheap. It's like 20 bob. 20 bob umelewesha estate nzima. Okay, 200 bob umelewesha estate nzima. So nambai hapo pombe yake nini. So I bought him pombe and stuff. It was like spent like 50 bob on him. That was a lot of money I invested in that guy. So he drank his things, then his inhibition started loosening. Akaanza kuwa free, akatoa lock. He started talking a lot of things. So I decided to also drink kidogo tu, kuonja, so I onjad something small. at least hata kasi itafika level lako, at least I'm just there below so that we can operate on the same wavelength, because he has achieved a higher level of knowledge and I'm not there, so kidogo there. So we are there, we drank, and then we went home. So we went home and we got home around 12 midnight. When you are drunk, when both of you are drunk, that was my first time to taste alcohol. So when you are both drunk and stuff, so drunkards just like to sleep. He went and slept on the bed. You're like, wait, we are supposed to share this bed. So he had sprawled himself across diagonal, like how most chicks do in bed anyway. They just hog all the space. So he'd slept there diagonally, and then me, I had to squinch there at the corner because and he was drunk. So we slept and slept. Then around 5, 6, 7 a.m. I'm wondering, Kwani, it's raining outside. Is it raining or what? When it starts raining, like I'm sure you if you've gone in a Kenyan home, when it starts raining, ndio usingizi inakuanga tamu. Like unajifunika sasa vizuri. So basa hapo, and then giza nini, so usingizi inakugonga smart. Mimi nikajifunika gubi nikalala for because I thought it was raining. So at around 7 my uncle starts snoring. At 7 me usingizi yangu imeisha, and then I'm like, yesterday it rained a lot. So as I leave, I see, and why am I warm? Why am I warm? Kwani rain ya Kakamega is warm. So when I check, I see that things happen at night, and I may have not have pissed on myself in bed. So this may or may not have happened. And I was like, what? I'm never drinking again. I'm never going back to these people. So how do I save the situation? My uncle is dead asleep. My father has not woken up. It's 7 a.m. And if they know I'm pissed on the bed, I'll be in trouble. So, because my parents knew I was young, I couldn't be drinking, I decided, you know what, no face, no case. Mimi huyo nikatoka kwa nyumba pole with my, my trouser. It was a red trouser, and nimekojolea, and then I went kuota jua huko kwa market, ikauke. Catch up. I've left the scene of the crime. Yeah, no face, no case. There's no CCTV at that time. So when I came back, I found my uncle akigomanishwa. Wewe mzee mkubwa ni nini? Unakojoa kwa kitanda. You're not even ashamed of yourself. And me, I'm just there like, what? Like, Eddie, so did he pee on the bed? I'm like, me sijui, but me, when I left, the bed was dry. I don't know what happened. Like, what? Like, ni huyu alikojoa. Me, I'm like, me nilikojoa happy, by that time my trouser is dry. Like, no, wapi, how can you prove? So I was just there. I did not say no, neither did I say yes. So in my defense, I never accused him. I just went with the story that was going on. He was drunk. So I'm sorry, Uncle Jimmy. It will never happen again. To never happen again. Mostly because we'll never get to share a bed, and also because it was a learning curve. So usikunywe pombe ukiwa mtoto, and if you drink alcohol, make sure you
sleep with your uncle.
That's true. That's an important lesson. So yeah, that's a story from me.
Wow, let me think of a story. I know what story I'm gonna tell you. This story was supposed to be a secret, but whatever. The point, I would have gotten in trouble. Ishapita. So it's a story about when I was graduating from school. Okay, before I graduated, let me go back to second year. There's this camp we used to have every year in August, and it was a big deal. We had like it was the team was half from Kenya and the other half was from Germany, and they came to explore like Kenya and do other things other than the trip we were doing, the camp. And for me it was also a big deal. Like I really enjoyed these camps because we'd literally sleep outside in tents, and we'd just be like you and your age mates, and it was just so much fun. I didn't see myself missing out on this nini. So my exams were to run from Monday to Friday. Then I had 2 papers, Monday and Tuesday the following week. But your camp ilikuwa inaanza Saturday, so we traveled Friday night. So I called my parents, I called my mom. I explained the situation, and God, my mom pia hakuangi serious because she asked me, can this camp be redone? I was like, no. By the time nafika kwa Tuesday, Wednesday, because I'll get there on Wednesday, I'll just have Wednesday to maybe like Friday or Saturday. It won't even be worth it, and I really want to go. And then she was like, can these exams be redone? I was like, well, yeah, I can apply for a special. She was like, fine, enter camp. I went to I'm like, if my mother is okay with it, I am going for camp. I went to camp. That was the second year. So third year, I did one of the papers I'd missed. Fourth year, I did the other one. Everything was good. I got my marks from my lecturers. I took them to the person who does like exams and everything. And everything was set. I waited up until like the last week to graduation. Though I go to check and I realized those 2 exams still read blank in my nini. I'm like, hey, tricky. So now you have to start finding those lecturers. One of them is teaching in UON, the other one is where. It was just so much commotion. There was no way I was gonna get this done in those 4 days before graduation. But me in my head, I knew I've done all my units. I've never had a fail. I've never been here. I was graduating. So everything is ready. Watu wa kwetu washago washahaya bus. Washahaya bus, wako na mpaka mali wame contribute fare, mali wananunua gifts and everything. My mother has gone all out. Ashaamua sijui ni mbuzi ngapi zinachinjwa. She had already bought me like was it like 5 kgs cake. Congratulations. I'm her firstborn, congratulations, Vickie. And I'm like, hey. And then during that whole time, my mom kept telling me about this friend of hers. I think it's a colleague from work. And you're saying, unajua, imagine kijana wake kutoka sekondia hajaienda class. Amekuwa kilipa school fees. I'm there like, how could he do this to the parents? Time ya graduation though, we are finding out. And the father is stressed. Ameenda mpaka shule. There are no records of him being in class. So there was no way I was telling my mom, Ati, I'm not graduating because of missing marks. Because that guy had already used that excuse. It is missing marks, that's why I'm not graduating. But wakienda shule, he's not going to school in second year. And he was in law school. So I couldn't come and tell her missing marks. And it's like 2 days closer to the graduation. What do? Vickie Ngunjiri. I go shopping, I get a nice graduation dress, I get nice shoes, I go to the salon, I get my hair done, I get my nails done. It's all systems go. So I went with my best friend. We were supposed to go collect the gown. And at the same place you're collecting the gown, you'd get the gate pass. God, my friend is gonna kill me for telling this story. I go with my best friend. The guy you're supposed to unafaa umpatie, I don't know what you're supposed to get from the admin office to show you're graduating. Uende umpatie a sign. No, ukishamuonyesha, he'd allow you to sign against your name. Then you get the gown and the gate pass for the 2 people who will be allowed into the school. So I knew this guy had a massive crush on my best friend. Yani, he used to, when she gets there, he loses composure, everything just I was like, honey, please, it is time for you to be useful. Let's do this. So we went with this guy. I mean, he's just sitting at the table like the way you are. The book hapo ya kusaini hapo kando, the gowns are here and everything. So my friend goes sit at the table and anaanza kumpigisha my story. Then she was like, hata nilikuwa nimeleta beshte yangu, mimi nilichukua gown day 1. So this is the last day to get your gown. Jioni kabisa wakienda kufunga. So this guy doesn't want to stop talking to this chick. So he was like, sign hapo jina yako, kama jina yako haiko ongeza kwa list, chukua gown pale na get pass ndio zile. Then he continues talking. I'm like, what? Yes, thank you.
Just like that.
Just like that. I sign the papers, I get my gown, and we go. The following day, I have the gate pass. My mom and my sister traveled. wakakuja, we went cause niko na gate pass, wezi niambia I'm not graduating, right? Niko na gate pass, I give my visitors gate pass, mimi I'm dressed full gown, mpaka cup, I sit down, there are always extra seats. You sit down somewhere, and we were like 10,000 graduating, so there's nobody like who's gonna read names one by one. There's like no
Vickie A, Vickie B, Vickie C.
Class of economics, class of 20, mnasimama all 150 of you, graduate, you sit down. So I graduate, we go to Ushago, mbuzi zimechinjwa, everything is ready, we have a good time, we celebrate my graduation. But now we get back to Nairobi, I'm like, I need to graduate, I need to figure this, because
now need to graduate,
because my mom is gonna start asking for my degree, and sija graduate because I have missing marks. So I graduated a whole year before I actually graduated.
Welcome to Nairobi.
Forever grateful to my best friend. I'm not gonna mention her because
shout out best friend.
For obvious reason. She really came through, you know. She was like, hey manze, sikumingi sija kuona. The guy was like, there, do it. And he didn't even look at me again. I was like, thank you.
Wow.
Where the gate pass, ndio zile, I take one for my mom, one for my sister, I take the gown, and we are out of there.
Like men, I always tell you, men are always the weakest link anywhere. Men are always the weakest link. But that was Vickie Ngunjiri. Her story is hilarious. And I don't think if I add anything, I'll be subtracting. Thank you so much for being a sport, for being
vulnerable
with us, and for sharing your story and for inspiring other young creatives out there. Please drop your handle so that they can follow you. Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for having me. This was interesting. It's not what I thought when you said you wanted to record this, but this is really interesting. My handle, the only social media I'm like really active on is Instagram. My handle is at Vickie Ngunjiri, Vickie with IE at the end, VICKIE.
Yes.
Vickie Ngunjiri.
Almost poetic. Or you can stalk me. You can go to my follow list and then you search her name. You'll find her there.
Really? Kazi yote, almost poetic. Almost Vickie Ngunjiri.
She has some really cool stuff. Some really nice poems. She does really good art. In Kenya, I think she's one of the people I'm jealous of. Hata simuadmire, I'm actually jealous of her art. I'm like, guy, can just take her. You know, like how we used in high school, you wanted to boil books so that you can ingest the knowledge. I want to boil her brain so that I can have that soon. Yeah, plus she maybe a book or two, but I don't want to preempt anything that she has not said on the show. But thank you so much for tuning in. See you next Friday. Turus.